Hello everybody, my name is Rune Aldrin and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday episode of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, part of our Metal Gear Solid playlist. If you missed the last episode, I believe we went through and captured Zadornov. I know the last episode I recorded was the Monster Hunter DLC, but being the fact that it took me like 3 hours to fight the Rothlos, and it had nothing important in terms of like storyline or even giving me gear for the Peace Walker, I was like, yeah, I'll pass on this. We are going to set out to find Zadornov once again, because we have Search for Him Mission 3, in which we're going to do right now. Okay.
Find Zadornov and bring him back here with Fulton Recovery.
I got 11 shots with it.
Fulton Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Alright, we just gotta take this slowly. And this is just how Snake does it. Oh my goodness.
Fulton Recovery helicopter is complete.
Alright, there we go. Made it past the first set of guys.
Somebody here. Nothing here.
Thoroughly search every possible hiding spot. We're dealing with a real escape artist here.
I can't be imagining things.
Yeah, and eventually you'll just pass out, so it's all good. Just fall asleep any second now, buddy. Any second now. Alright, now we begin our slow walk over there. I wish it was as easy as just holding up on the D-pad to walk.
Where the hell did Zadornov go this time? I'm sick of him and his walks.
God, guys, you need to, like, stop coming through the walkie-talkie right now. I'm, like, trying to focus really hard on being stealthy, and you're sitting here like, oh, where is he? All pissed off and angry. Okay, doing it with the least amount of conflict. And here we go. So this is where we found him the last attempt. Was we caught him right up here. Which I'm not bothering to show right now because I did horrible. Whereas this time I'm just doing so good. Alright, this time I need to keep my eyes really peeled. Alright.
Somebody there? Huh, no.
So Zadornov was there with his back against the wall last time.
Start talking. Damn.
Try using tools and recovery on him. Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
We're just gonna walk right to the goal and
Mission
exfiltrate myself.
complete. Great job.
Those guards were on some next level shit. They were all snipers just waiting for me. Alright, we got Zadornov for the third time. I think we have to do it a total of 5, but yay. 7 minutes, 0 kills, 0 alert phases, 0 enemies left near death. A rank. Enemy soldiers extracted. 2.
Found our friend, Kaz.
Damn it! And I was so close. Great.
Steve Bloom.
Good work, Snake.
Yes, overwrite this save, please. We're almost done with this, and I'm so excited to be done with it because I genuinely want to just jump to the Phantom Pain and Ground Zero. Okay, so I have a lot of new stuff. Okay, hold on.
I'm about to leave for Costa Rica, a place completely unfamiliar to me, and on a top-secret mission for the CIA, no less. No guarantees I'll come back alive. Might even get rubbed out by the CIA itself. So I'm leaving behind this record, for her sake. For the boss's honor. Ever since I was a child, I've loved to look up at the night sky. I'd go outside after sunset and drink in the cold air. The moon, Venus, so many stars floating on the edge of infinity. In Manchester, it wasn't very often you saw the night sky in all its star-studded glory, but it was enough to stir a deep longing inside me. Even as others cowered beneath Nazi air raids, I was out there, watching the skies, dreaming of one day reaching the heavens. There were, of course, more practical concerns. My skin was incredibly sensitive. Even the slightest bit of sun would turn it an angry shade of red. Playing outside during the day was completely out of the question. Naturally, I hardly ever had the chance to play with other children my age. But I never felt lonely for it. Their way of thinking was irrational, making them simple, easy to predict. The boys would talk of tanks and aeroplanes and creepy, crawly bugs. The girls of pretty dresses, glass beads, and tea and cakes. Of boys they liked. I never had much to say on such matters. The curious thing is, adults really aren't all that different. They're simple, capricious, especially men. As they get older, their heads fill with thoughts of women and more women. Thankfully, I always did have a head for mathematics. When I was about 10, I'd visited Dr. Turing, who lived nearby. We'd sit and discuss mathematical logic. The lights were always on at his house, even in the dead of night. Theoretically, he'd say, there's no algorithm that a computing machine couldn't reproduce. Dr. Turing wasn't foolish like other men, although I didn't find out why until later, after he died. The time will come, he'd say, when computers will be able to think for themselves. That idea rocked me to my core. My aptitude for mathematics brought me closer to the stars. I breezed through school, then went to America for university. While I was studying at Caltech, NASA was established. I signed up in a heartbeat. I was a pretty good computer engineer at the time, and NASA needed skills like mine. The work was enjoyable. Even though I'd given up on going into space myself, it was a pleasure just being a part of it all. I was assigned to Project Mercury, America's effort to compete with the Soviets in manned spaceflight. 7 men were chosen as pilot candidates for the program, becoming heroes overnight. People called them the Mercury 7. The project made good progress, more or less. We had all the funds and materials we needed. After countless hours of analysis, we even had plans for something on par with Sputnik. We thought it'd only be a matter of time before we caught up with the Russians. They'd sent a dog into orbit and brought it back safely to Earth. But NASA top brass dismissed that success as a fluke. The Americans recovered their re-entry capsules at sea, but the only ocean bordering the Soviet Union is the Arctic, so their re-entry capsules had to make impact on land. A dog was one thing, but human spaceflight would still take some time, or so we thought. At the end of January 1961, we successfully put a chimpanzee named Ham into orbit. He returned to Earth as healthy as ever. NASA was giddy with success. It was then that a new woman showed up for duty. She was a backup pilot and advisor. She was beautiful, with blonde hair, strong mouth, and a steely gaze. But there was something else in those eyes, a twinkle of something warmer, of affection. It was the boss. She took one look at us in our revelry and murmured, "Savor this joy today, because tomorrow you'll have to face the truth." And she was right. The next day, our project schedule was accelerated. We'd received new information that the Soviets were mere months away from putting a man into space. The brass had misjudged the Russians. We couldn't afford to allow the shock of another Sputnik. Somehow, we had to get a man into space before the Russians did. It was an utterly impossible task. We'd only just put our first chimp up. With a human on board, failure was not an option. Especially if it were one of the Mercury 7 Golden Boys. And on top of that, the brass wanted to put a window in the spacecraft. The pilot wouldn't be a test animal this time, they said. And when this hero came back alive and well, they wanted him to describe what he'd seen. It was madness. Adding a window to our existing spacecraft would leave it unable to handle the stress. Not to mention the problem of shielding the occupant from cosmic rays. But the boss rose to the task, and splendidly. She claimed to be a layman when it came to space, but caught on keenly to new ideas and concepts. She was demanding of herself and of others. She seemed rather cold-hearted at times, but I was smitten. She was beautiful, yes, but more than that, she was wise. Her mind was thoroughly rational, and yet no matter how I tried, I could never predict her actions. It was easy for me to assume that her judgments were drawn from an enormous base of knowledge. Quite simply, her life experiences were more diverse, more intense than anyone else's. To me, they seemed boundless in their breadth. In her, I saw a reflection of the night sky. Perhaps because I too was a woman, she and I became close. I couldn't go out in the sun, but she lit up my life. Her light was soft, like that of the moon. I was so happy. With her unerring guidance, the project steadily regained its footing. But one issue remained, the pilot's safety. When the day came to choose a pilot, the Mercury 7 just quietly walked out. Who could blame them? It was far too great a risk to take. Even if they'd volunteered, NASA would never have let them go. They were national heroes, basking in the media spotlight. There was no way they'd be sent on such a mission. The conference room was silent. Then, slowly, she raised her hand, almost as if acting out a scene from a movie.
Huh. We'll have to listen to these data files at a later time. Yeah, we'll definitely have to listen to those at a later time because I need to do more side ops and missions to unlock the next Zadornov escape. We're gonna end this episode here. I'm gonna keep it relatively short. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Share with your friends, probably Pyrock Cat Dog. Whoever you guys share videos with. Hopefully I'll be out of this Metal Gear game within the next 1 to 2 episodes, so that way I can start working on Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, which is what I really want to do. I know there's not a lot left. That's like the big thing. I gotta build Metal Gear Zeke, and then I gotta have Zadornov escape, I think, like 2 more times. And then I'm done. I don't want to spoil any more of the story outside of that, but then I'd be good. We're all good, and I'd be happy. So, again, the Metal Gear Saga playlist is in the bottom left-hand screen annotation. It will take you to Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and then into this game here. The upper left will take you to another playlist. I'm not sure what it will be yet, but my head is starting to really hurt. So, have a wonderful day, night, rest, lunch, whatever time of day you guys are watching this. I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo, everybody.